Welcome to a new world order. The World Cup kicked off in Qatar, and I'm not one of these Scottish people who just wants to see England getting beaten. I'd much rather see the team plane crash into an oil refinery. There's a new rule in this World Cup. You're now offside if there's more than 30 buried migrant workers between you and the goal. The last time they played football on this many corpses, it was the Christmas Day truce in World War I. Shamefully, I think Harry Kane wasn't allowed to wear the rainbow armband for the first game, but he has still been doing his bit for gay rights by constantly talking like he's got a cock in his mouth. Matt Hancock went on I'm a Celebrity, despite the fact that he's wiped out more old people than fucking Jack Frost. Here's a tip for you, Matt. If you don't want to remind everybody that you killed their granny, maybe don't go on national television and appear in a coffin full of worms. There's going to be an inquiry into bullying allegations against Dominic Raab. Dominic Raab always looks like his idea of foreplay is describing in detail what he'd do if his Land Rover hit a deer and he had to finish it off. The 8th billionth baby was born in the world, and statistically, it's Boris Johnson's. But the rate of population growth is actually slowing down because there's now less teenage pregnancies due to social changes, particularly the introduction of background checks on school priests. Take a joke, Catholics. Take a joke. It's not like it's not true. That's why bishops and popes wore those big hats. It was for catching wains. Got one! Got one under there! Okay, let's get on with the show. Joining me tonight to discuss the week's big topics are Kerry Pritchard McLean, Jamali Maddox, Susie McCabe and Christopher MacArthur Boyd! How we doing, folks?
It's been a tough week. Being Scottish, gay and a football fan.
What did you think about the independence thing?
Do you know, I'm not surprised, right? You know, everyone keeps going on, they need to build a case for independence. We are living through the worst cost of living crisis since time began. Why don't you make a case to stay in the fucking union?
I liked her press conference, Sturgeon, where she had that, what was it, Stronger for Scotland, which looked like the launch of a new lager or something. This is strong even for Scotland. But I'm always kind of struck by her because I think one of her big advantages is she looks Scottish.
Yes.
She looks like a fire alarm went off halfway through her haircut.
I hate the argument of like, you had your chance, but that was a generation ago. So I think that really underestimates Scottish teenage pregnancy rates. Do you know what I mean? Like, we have more new people who haven't had a say.
What
have you been up to, Jamali? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on in Scotland. But I'll be real with you, I only heard it on the cab ride here. Then the guy just started talking about it, and he started saying, you guys. And I'm like, fam, don't involve me now. How'd you solve it? Are we going to have a war? Bring 5 of your top boys, we bring 5 of our top boys. Let's scrap it out.
If we get independence, we're not going to do what the Conservatives done with Brexit. We're going to have 50% SNP and Greens, and then the other 50% of the negotiating team will be made up of Labour and the Scottish Conservatives, and I don't know, is there a Liberal Democrat? Who cares?
Fuck politicians, do it with people.
Yeah.
Have citizens' assemblies, have
us.
people talk about what do they want. Do they want Sterling? Do they want the Queen?
The Queen? Nah, I don't think we can get the Queen back.
First up, England will win the World Cup and the subsequent wave of nationalism will usher in 40 years of fascism. It's a World Cup so homophobic that they've banned the semis. Fans have been asked to remove rainbow clothing, despite the fact that criticising what other people are wearing is one of the gayest things you can do. Homosexuality is illegal in Qatar. It's a good job they're not hosting the Women's World Cup, where the final would just have been a mass beheading. Kerry, have you been watching the World Cup? You've been watching Wales?
It's a very tricky time to be a Welsh football fan, because it's the first World Cup that we've qualified for since 1958, I think. You've got people who just love football but hate homophobia. But then there's people like my dad who hate football and absolutely fucking love homophobia. So he's having the best World Cup of his life.
What's going on with Gareth Bale? Because all the other players look like Welsh people and he just looks like a beautiful, mythical horse. You've been watching the World Cup? Do you manage to care?
No, I don't like football. And so I don't have that attachment. And but it's that weird thing of like how sort of like we're all surprised that FIFA's going to work with a country like Qatar that has, you know, killed migrant workers and are rampantly homophobic. It's all that thing of what did we think FIFA was? It's sort of guy, you know, Hitler, the guy who killed all the Jews, yeah, also didn't tip. It's like, yeah, it's what it's in their wheelhouse of stuff they do.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how many migrant workers died, but there's some estimates, the figure that goes about a lot is 6,500. And you're like, how does that many people die? That's like 2 9/11s, and nobody talks about this.
No, that's how I measure everything, 9/11.
I think we just lost 3 9/11s worth of viewers. Fellow gay icon David Beckham signed a deal with Qatar to become the new face of indentured servitude. And Qatar must be kicking themselves, realising they paid $150 million to someone who'd have done it for a new pair of trainers and a shiny object, like a seashell or a bottle cap. What does someone like David Beckham even do with 150 million quid? With his intellect, there's every chance he might just shred it to make a nest. Here's a sumptuously shot promo video for Qatar that only 300 people died making, featuring David Beckham looking sumptuously groomed, which cost a further 12 lives.
It's another beautiful day here in Qatar.
Welcome to Doha, David. Beautiful, huh?
This will go down as one of my favourite mornings. The modern and traditional fuse to create something really special. It's one of the best spice markets that I've ever been to. Qatar really is an incredible place to spend a few days on a stopover.
I'd love to see his list of favourite mornings. Because I suspect a few of them would actually be evenings. Can you advertise yourself as a stopover? Can't get a direct flight, this'll do. That's 150 million for that.
It's also the bit where he's sort of on a motorbike pretending he's some kind of thrill seeker. If you want to seek thrills, hug another man in public. I think he's so stupid you can hear how much he's concentrating on not saying Spice Girl when he says Spice Market. He's like, this is my favourite spice market.
I wonder where he thought he was. I've always thought like maybe his tattoos are loads of information that he has to... he can't remember. Like if he gets lost, he just shows someone his left arm. Can you help me, please?
Like, why is he doing it? Like, he has money. Why does he need more money? Like, fair enough if it was like David Seaman or something. Do you know what I mean? So why is he doing it?
You know, like rich people's life is expensive, isn't it? Because they spend it on dumb shit, probably. That guy had like 10, 15 fucking outfits in one video, bro. That's too much money, bro. You would have said, I've worn the same black on every episode of Frankie, Boyle, bro.
It's 150 million over 10 years, which is obviously a sizable amount of money.
What?
But, you know, for someone who was considered a gay icon before, he's completely burned that bridge there because he's shown where his allegiances lie.
So every 10 years, you just have to like go to Qatar and people look at him. It'd be like a zoo or something. Like,
But by the 10th year, he's like, Here I am in the rubble of this stadium, watching a civil war rage around me. They've still got those big dogs with the humps. The game included 14 minutes of extra time, which felt uncomfortably like FIFA officials in the bowels of the stadium were loading cash into a truck, and it was taking much longer than planned. The tournament opened with a harrowingly misguided speech from FIFA President Gianni Infantino. Here are some lowlights from an echoey and heavily branded FIFA press conference.
Today I feel Qatari. Today I feel Arab. Today I feel African. Today I feel gay. Today I feel disabled. Today I feel a migrant worker. Of course, I'm not Qatari, I'm not Arab, I'm not African, I'm not gay, I'm not disabled, I'm not really a migrant worker. But I feel like them because I know what it means to be discriminated. As a child, at school, I was bullied because I had red hair and I had these red, how do you call them?
Freckles.
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 Sorry?
Freckles.
Freckles? You see, I don't even know the term.
The freckle-handed prick.
The bit where he's going, I feel African. I feel gay. I feel disabled. He's like the most cynical middle-class people I know filling out an Arts Council funding application. But that speech, it's like Prince Andrew's written it, for fuck's sake.
Can I just say, I think it would be an amazing vocal for like a house track.
I'd never seen him until this week. I couldn't believe that there was a guy called Gianni Infantino, which means Johnny Baby.
Such a gangster name.
But he also looks like a turtle without a shell.
See, to be fair, I watched that and I thought my coming out speech was awkward, but this is... I'll never forget sitting down with my parents and saying, I am Arab. I am a migrant worker. I am a lesbian. And my parents went, you are not a lesbian.
You know, we can joke about these kind of things, but they're real life for a lot of people. You know, it's got to be pretty bleak for if you're a gay guy in Qatar, gay women, it's got to be pretty tough.
Yeah, I was quite fortunate. When I came out, it was just as kind of gay rights was really starting to move in. It was the late 90s and things changed very quickly from being the same thing. And people kind of nowadays go, you don't need pride anymore, it's more a festival. And you go, no, it's actually still a political protest, because in places like the Middle East, they are still quite happy to throw homosexuals off of buildings. And it is still really important.
And why is it, so I'm sure we were all disappointed this week that they didn't wear the rainbow armbands. It seemed such a small thing, right? And they could have just given it to a sub. They have a third choice keeper, they get a free concussion substitution, put it on him, run him into a post.
Yep. No, the thing that struck me most, right, we were all going on about these armbands in these 7 countries, but the men of the Iranian team did not sing their national anthem to stand up to a tyrannical dictatorship and say we don't agree with what's happening and we stand in solidarity with the women of our country, and they will have consequences in one form or another, and it's not going to be pretty. And Harry Kane and England and Wales and all the other European countries don't want to take a booking.
This is a young England squad, and they seem quite mature. Imagine sending the 1990s England squad to Qatar. Paul Gascoigne would have been shot dead by firing squad on the plane there. For the tournament, Qatar's security forces raised their readiness to bizarre levels, as we see in this breathless, high-octane Al Jazeera report.
Fights would break out and people would be rowdy, and that is what security forces here are preparing for. In addition to the 11 ministries in Qatar, military and security experts from Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Italy, Spain, the US, the UK and Turkey are involved. There are scenarios where buses are being hijacked, anti-drone operators are here. So it's all happening as if it was a real-life scenario during the tournament. As more than 1 million people are expected to arrive for the World Cup, the message from the Tournament Security Committee is that fans should feel safe with their families and friends, and people looking to cause trouble should expect a well-prepared security contingent.
They make such shit propaganda videos. I think I can speak at everyone when I said I want to see more of the dog going down the zip line.
You brush against another guy in public and suddenly an Alsatian drops from the sky.
Those frogmen coming out of the sea. You watch Suella Braverman bring that in, man, honestly. That will be the English Channel in jig time.
I can't imagine a scenario where you would need frogmen in a desert World Cup.
Is there a lot of street crime in Qatar?
Not anymore.
And they've got so many people behind computers. I never trust those. I always think they're just zooming in and out of Google Maps.
It's the drone thing as well, though. Like, what are they doing? Looking for people with, like, rainbow hats and rainbow flags? It's just awful.
Some guy's like humming along to Dua Lipa and a tank turns up.
As long as he's humming and not bumming.
Well, there you go. That's the World Cup. Thank God England won't be there for long. Next up, we're fucked. The future may look like it's going to be terrible, but on the plus side, it won't last long. If the cost of living crisis goes on for much longer, Martin Lewis is going to have a psychotic breakdown and appear on This Morning wielding his own severed penis like a lightsaber. On the bright side, inflation is expected to fall next year, and there's only half as many people left alive to buy food. We could see more streetlights being turned off, which could well help the elderly, as the lack of light means they're bound to do better if they go on the game. So this is the traditional motion that always comes up at the end of a series that basically looks a bit pessimistically on the future. You have hope, Kerry?
I think I am quite a naturally hopeful person, but you're right. Because every time it would come on the show and you think, oh, it's shit. But there's no way it could have been like, oh yeah, in a year there'll be like energy blackouts and nurses will be using food banks. And basically, I think next series will be eating someone.
I don't know. I feel optimistic. I feel things have got to change, haven't they?
I think in theory, it would be nice to think it's going to get better. But also I'm Scottish, so I never think it's going to get better. I wouldn't be surprised if the Conservatives won the next election. Scotland will be more divided over the independence question. And I just think to myself, what's the point, Frankie?
Reality can be a right old pain in the arse, especially when you have a pain in the arse, which I often do for reasons I'd rather not share. All right, I'll share. I enjoy sticking things up my arse. Big things, little things, anything really. If I can get it up there, that's where it's going. But here's the catch. Once you've jammed pretty much everything up your arsehole, you begin to ask yourself, is this all there is to life? The world around suddenly seems dull and workaday. Surely, you ask yourself, there must be more stuff I can wedge up my arse. Until it's like a duffel bag with the string pulled out. Well, now there is. Virtual stuff. Thanks to Mark Zuckerberg and Meta, we're about to enter a whole new simulated world in which the only limit on what we can hammer up our Gary is our imagination. Provided our digital selves have anuses, and if they don't, then I've just wasted 1,500 quid on a Quest Pro headset, which I'll probably stick up my arse. Quest Pro is the latest VR offering from Mark Zuckerberg's Meta. Here's a toe-curling bit of meta-marketing featuring the half-human Zuckerberg and his creepy avatar friends.
You can see the people around you, and with scene understanding and anchoring, objects in your room can become part of the virtual experience. Just think about all the little things you pick up when you're with other people, like the moment that they begin to break into a smile, or when they raise their eyebrow as someone says something interesting. Your avatar should be able to express all of that and more. We're building a better way, using everything Quest Pro brings to the table, and we call it Magic Room. It lets you meet in mixed reality and share the same space. You can use a whiteboard, bring in 3D objects. Everyone is present and has the same tools, whether they're in full VR or in mixed reality.
Why are we letting a guy decide what our social life and our social media is, who always looks alone?
And also, why is he designing something to show human expressions when he doesn't have any? I think if he's trying to create a new universe, don't we have a moral duty to trap him in it?
But also, what year is it, you mad bastards? There's a bit where he sort of draws the skateboard and then one of these guys then flicks a Rubik's Cube, and I swear to God, my hymen grew back. It's unbelievable.
How many millions of man hours went into that fucking skateboard, by the way? I've already got skateboard. Someone going to go to them? These already exist.
Well, when do we tell them it's enough? They got our information, our secrets. When do we tell them you can't have our time now? Because that's what they're going for. They're going for your time. You can't have it.
Because we want that. We're not going to be sat around a table looking at skateboard. We're going to be sat around watching someone be absolutely filled in from every angle. As soon as technology leaps forward, we go, how can we fuck it or use it for sex?
Yeah, but then, like, if that was someone I knew, I'd say just go dogging. Like, we have it here. Like, we have it here.
It's too cold. Yeah, it's too cold.
Imagine that was Zuckerberg's sales pitch where he went, Meta for winter dogging. I know I should quit, but I'm pretty much addicted to the adrenal glands of Siberian tigers. Every morning after my yoga, I open my pickle jar and chew down on a stringy gland, and instantly my universe pulsates with tiger energy, giving me vital tiger information about everyone I pass in the street. This kind of heightened reality is soon to become available in non-tiger form, thanks to AI-enhanced contact lenses. Here's a cheery, informative, but terrifying video, giving us the hard sell on the benefits of augmented vision.
Imagine if we could replace our screens with something that informs without distraction, or allow us to connect in crucial moments, providing vital information in an instant. Introducing Mojo Lens, the world's first augmented reality smart contact lens.
Mojo Lens built-in display will give you augmented reality wherever you look. It even works with your eyes closed, putting you into an instant VR world.
With our built-in eye tracking in each lens, we believe we've unlocked the ultimate hands-free user interface.
Guy using augmented reality there to find sushi in Tokyo.
We don't need that. I've just got used to varifocals.
I'm wearing some right now, and quite a few of this audience aren't going to make it through the night.
You know, like you can get, if you have a dash cam, you can get lowered car insurance. So it will just be monetized by companies in different way to just shaft you in different orifices.
Yeah, you'll have to pay a premium subscription, or you'll just show up to other people as a kind of talking shit.
I like the idea that you'd have to, like, watch adverts before you're allowed to wake up.
But presumably everybody's eyes will be flickering about all the time, and you won't be able to tell if someone's flirting or, like, paying a utility bill. When I die, what I assume will be made to look like auto asphyxiation in a Premier Inn bathroom, I'll make sure that I have my shirt off so the cleaning staff can see the telephone number I've had tattooed on my chest. It's the out-of-hours contact number for Glasgow's leading cryogenics provider, my next-door neighbour Ross, who's promised to keep my head in a jiffy bag in his freezer until medical technology allows me to be reanimated, whereupon I've promised to pay him 800 quid. I'll be honest, I think both of us are lying. And I slightly regret getting Ross's phone number tattooed on my chest. Especially as he keeps getting new mobiles, so my chest is just a maze of crossings out and amendments. At the other end of the cryogenics market, there's Arizona-based Alcor, Here's an impressive but chilling tour of their gleaming facility, packed full of the temporarily dead.
This is where we have all our patients stored, currently 199 humans, plus almost 100 pets. Instead of just disposing of the patient, give them to us, we're going to stabilize them, stop them getting worse, and hold them for as long as it takes for technology to catch up and allow them to come back to life and continue living.
Among those in Alcor's facility, legendary baseball player Ted Williams, who died in 2002 at the age of 83 after suffering from heart disease. And future patients may include Paris Hilton, who has reportedly signed up for cryopreservation. The bodies are not technically frozen, he says, but vitrified.
So at that point, really, it doesn't matter whether you wait a day or 100 years, you're going to be just the same as when you started.
Dead.
And also, one of the guys that froze himself is like 85. So he comes back 200 years from now, like, we've cured your heart disease, and you're going to live for what, another year, 2 anyway.
In a terrifying future.
How bad is the future? These clips are grim, Frankie. It's so bad. Who wants to come back to this? No.
He has the look of a guy who's maybe got a dead stripper in his freezer and the lie's just got out of hand.
He looks incredible as well. He's got like the head of a wizened old scientist, but the body of like an incredibly ripped, thick guy who's fucking great in bed. So I want whatever he's had.
When did Paris Hilton become the fucking Winter Soldier? You're only supposed to freeze, like bolognese, you're supposed to throw it out after 3 months. So like when Paris Hilton comes back, she'll be like Harry Redknapp or something.
And like, I love my pets. Like, I got an RIP tattoo with my cat that passed away. I love pets. But if I'm freezing myself for 200 years, I can get another cat. What happened to just being dead? Remember that thing when we just died?
No.
You know? It was a
now
good time,
you've got
isn't
to
it?
wake up on a game show in 400 years' time called Everyone You Know Is No Longer Here. Well, there we go. I hate to say it, but there comes a point when the best we can all do is get down on our knees and pray for salvation to our one true Lord and Redeemer, the Large Hadron Collider. Almighty Hadron, collider of particles, creator of black holes, collapser of galaxies, opener of portals, breaker of reality, ripper up of the space-time continuum, hear our prayer, fuck us up good and proper, and deliver us into ultimate nullification. Amen. Right, thanks to my guests, Kenny Pritchard McLean, Jamali Maddox, Susie McCabe and Christopher McArthur. Good night.